Virgo, hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome to your guys' June 2022 reading. The cards are already all laid out because I started your reading earlier and was like 12 minutes into it, and someone started mowing outside and it was really loud and distracting, so I decided to stop and start again when they were finished. So here we are. I am going to redo the singing bowl so you guys have an opportunity to connect to spirit for the most accurate reading possible. If you would like to use this time to call on any specific guardian angels, archangels, guys you would like to be present for this reading, please feel free to do so. The more the merrier. So without further ado, let's go, Virgo. Okay. Alright guys, let's just jump right into the reading because we've already got all our cards out. Usually I would be shuffling and asking spirit for the most accurate, relevant message for you all, but here it is. So, your first card out is Temperance. You're feeling very supported, and if not by the people in your physical, by spirit, God, the universe, whatever you want to call that energy. You're feeling very supported and very connected, very loved right now through that energy. You could also be very focused on looking at habits and traits within yourself that maybe you would like to tweak a little bit. There could be an evaluation of like, what do I need to moderate? Am I doing anything in excess? And then focusing on the moderation aspect of life in your habits. Mostly, like, you could be doing something in excess that you recognize, and you're putting a lot of focus on how you can moderate that. This also speaks to sobriety. Maybe you've taken or are looking into taking a sabbatical from drinking or drugs. You could be taking a tolerance break if you are a cannabis user, or say you got to the point where you were drinking a glass or two of wine every night, even when you were just at home, not in social settings, and you've decided to only drink in social settings or not drink at all. Cutting out coffee, caffeine, sugar, whatever it is, it feels like you're examining certain habits, lifestyle, the way you eat, diet. Yes, all of that stuff comes into consideration, and it's going to be different for each of you, yes, but I feel like you're really dialing in on something and doing it only in moderation. With that said, what's presenting itself as a challenge is Four of Pentacles, so that could be spending. Maybe you found yourself spending in excess in recent weeks, months, whatever, and you found yourself in a situation now where you don't have money that you would like to have, so maybe to like go on a trip, or there are lots of people out doing things, celebrating, kicking off the summer, planning summer vacations. Again, if you are in the Northern Hemisphere and it's summer, or not quite yet, but the beginning of summer, you know what I mean. If you're in the States, most kids are out of school, and Memorial Day weekend is that's when I'm filming this, is kind of the kickoff to summer. So maybe you're seeing lots of people planning trips and doing all of these things, and you maybe overspent in the previous months. So now you're having to pinch pennies a little bit. I will say that anytime that you find yourself clinging too tightly to money, afraid to spend it, not wanting to, and that's not to say that you should just be spending frivolously, I don't know how to say the word, fervently, I don't know, you know what I mean, if you're spending in excess and like not, I'm not saying to do that, I'm saying that money is energy and it flows. It needs to flow. So if you are clinging so tightly and you're afraid to spend and you're spending bills with the thoughts that, well, there goes X amount of money and, well, now I'm not going to be able to regenerate that and how am I going to get it back and I'm going to have to work this amount of hours. Like if you're putting those kinds of thoughts behind your spending, it's going to stifle the flow. You need to, money loses its intention, it loses its purpose. Money is put here for us to expand our lives, to grow, to aid us in living the most beautiful, luxurious lives we possibly can. When we stifle that and we stagnate that, we take that away from money. We take away its purpose to fulfill our needs, right? So spend with joy, spend with ease, spend with grace, knowing that source is your unlimited and immediate supply, and you, my friend, are in a very loving and supported energy right now. So if you are in that energy, but yet you're spending from a different place, it's very contradictory and it's very confusing, not only to yourself, but also to the universe. Because it's like, I don't know what they want here. They're saying and thinking and feeling one thing, but they are saying, thinking, and doing another. And it's very conflicted. So use this time to sever ties with these feelings of lack, these feelings of, oh no, I don't have enough. Oh goodness, what's going to happen when all this money is gone? Where am I going to get more from? And even if it's not to that degree, even if you have $100,000 in savings right now, it still feels very much like you are putting too much focus on money and holding a little bit too tightly to it. So loosen the pocket strings a little bit. That's what I'm hearing. Your next card for you, this is in the, God damn, I don't know why I just stumbled on those words so hard. Recent past. There was a very significant event that took place for you. If you think back to the last few months, few weeks, you could probably pinpoint this specific event, but it's something that felt very much like fate. It's something that could have very likely changed the course of your career, your entire path, life path. Very significant. When I say that, it's like completely changed your trajectory, changed your luck even, is what I'm getting. This is a card of luck and opportunity and things turning in your favor, the wheel turning in your favor. This is also a reminder, that life is cyclical and it will come in cycles. And if you're feeling like you've been on the bottom of the wheel and your luck has not been that great, just know that because life is cyclical and always changing, you will be on top of that wheel very soon if you're not already, because this is in the recent past. So it feels like you were put on the top of that wheel and now you're kind of riding that wave a little bit. And then in the near future, you are going to be presented with an opportunity to examine bad habits and have the wherewithal and the skill and even intellect to pinpoint them and then cut them out. So if you are right now in this energy of kind of figuring out what needs to be done in moderation and maybe what you're doing too much of and spending in excess, things like that, you're going to be moving into the energy that is brimming with discernment and clarity, logic, fairness. So it's going to be a very, very good time for you to cut these things out of your life. If you haven't done it fully already, the opportunity is going to present itself in the coming weeks. Maybe by the end of June into July, you will be seeing these opportunities left and right, and it's going to be very easy for you when maybe it hasn't been before to cut these things out and move on from them. In your mind space, this is your goal for the month of June. I feel like you have a lot of trips that you want to take. Maybe this is even a trip around the world. Maybe you had this goal for 2022 that you would travel to, say, a certain point on the world to where it like a full circle trip is what I'm getting. Travel could be heavy on your mind right now, like international travel even. Setting sail, I'm hearing. But this is a card of completion and cycles ending. We're talking about things coming in cycles, but you're closing out something. You have taken something to the very, very end. There is nothing left to do. There's no checklist to check. There are no tasks to do. There's no lingering loose ends to tie up. It is done. And now it feels like you are able to and very much focused on your accomplishments, how far you've come with this specific phase, I guess is the appropriate word for this. But it feels like also for some of you very much a feeling of being focused on, and maybe when you're, I don't know, I feel a hyper focus on the state of the world. If you are in America, there's been a lot of not so great things going on in regards to mass shootings and stuff like that. I don't really like talking about stuff like that here because I don't have enough knowledge of it. I don't watch the news. I just know what I see in my feed, and I don't choose to put my attention into those things. And it is a conscious choice, right? It would be very easy for me to fall down that rabbit hole and click on one article and then search, oh, what is this? And then, you know what I mean? Just fall down that rabbit hole. I feel like that's kind of taking up a lot of your mental space right now is the state of the world and your part in it, and maybe how you can better it. And sorry, I don't know why I've had my back turned towards the mic this whole time. Hopefully you guys can actually hear me. But I feel like a lot of your mental space is occupied by the state of the world and how you can contribute to making it better, and what your role in the advancement of it is. Even it's very easy to feel helpless when things like this happen, and when it feels like it's just everything spinning out of control. It's easy to buy into the rhetoric that they're trying to sell. Oh, there's nothing that we can do. Throw your hands up, sit back, just let it unfold, because there's absolutely nothing you can do, when we all know that is not the case. So anyway, moving on. This is above and below. So this is your conscious mind, your subconscious. This is the driving force within you, within your spirit, whether you are aware of it or not. And it's the Four of Wands. It's very celebratory, very party-centered, very much happy, and elopements, engagements, weddings, beach weddings, destination weddings, kind of energy. So no matter how much focus your conscious mind puts on the state of the world, your subconscious knows that there is light, and there is bright, and there is fun still to be had and to be experienced and to embrace. And I feel like your subconscious is kind of, you might be relying on it a little bit. Maybe when you go to sleep, the dreams that you have, you're kind of maybe wanting to stay, I don't know how to explain this, but it's translating as wanting to stay asleep so you can stay in your dreams, because it's like your subconscious is creating this beautiful celebratory space for you to kind of escape to escape the horrors of this world, and also to create this every day here on earth for yourself, and then by proxy the people around you, right? It feels like your subconscious is very much yearning for a celebration. Just any reason to celebrate. It could be the tiniest thing. Yeah. Advice from Spirit. 6 of Swords. Travel. Very much Spirit is acknowledging, if travel is a big part of your life, Spirit is acknowledging that you are on the right path. If you are not traveling as much as you want, maybe make the shift into that. Maybe a career change that will allow you to travel more, working for yourself and getting to a point where you can be more hands-off so you can travel more, an entire career based around travel. But this is letting go, moving on to calmer waters, and very, very movement, travel oriented. And so is the world. So it's very, I'm getting lots of travel for you, around you. Very much Spirit is confirming, if that is something that you do, to keep doing it. You are going to find your happiness, your calling, yourself, even, I'm hearing, in travel. The more you travel, the closer you will get to this space. Goodness gracious. Energies around you, external to you. 9 of Pentacles. Thank you. Pentacles. Very much people moving into new homes, upgrading their external material things, their cars, their homes, their appearances, to a more elevated, more luxurious state. This is a very comfortable, well taken care of. Everything has a home, and everything is in its home, put away, welcoming, tidy energy. So you could be going to lots of housewarming parties, lots of promotion parties, people upgrading in the material realm, their own money, stacking money, saving money. I'm getting just lots of housewarming parties, for people as they upgrade their homes. And if it's not you, like, physically attending and being invited to these, you could just be noticing it in your feed. Lots of stuff regarding homes. Okay. Hopes and fears. The Emperor. You want to leave your mark on this world. You want to leave behind an empire. You want to build an empire. You want to benefit from this. You want to pass things down to your children. You want to have a whole brand, not just a singular successful business, multiple successful businesses and legacy is what I'm getting. Your hope is that you can build to this point and achieve this level of success. And obviously the flip side of that is not achieving that level of success, and that is your fear is falling short. Maybe even disappointing the people around you, because this is kind of always the life that you've envisioned and talked about with them. So it might be a little bit of wanting to fulfill that for other people as well. And then the outcome for this month of June, as we head into Leo season, is Leo energy. No surprise there. Strength, energy, mental fortitude, being able to hold your own under pressure and not fly off the handle unexpectedly. Very even-tempered, emotional mastery is what I'm getting as we move into July, and wrap up June. I really do feel like you're going to be feeling the Leo energy, the confidence that comes with it, the strength that comes with it. It could be, you could notice it in the way that you're carrying yourself, the way that you're speaking. You could just be speaking up more, voicing your opinions more. If you're typically a very docile, go with the flow kind of person, don't really have opinions one way or another, I feel like you're going to be putting yourself in more of a position to call the shots and make the decisions and do all of those things instead of just kind of taking a back seat to life. All right, your Oracle card. Card number 9. Nines could be significant for you. A lot of you, that is your birthday month. Some of you could have been born on 9/9, which is amazing. I like repeating numbers in case you haven't noticed. Fae, misunderstandings. Oh, and the first time we did this reading, the imagery stuck out to me in that the mushrooms, I feel like you guys might have some sort of connection to mushrooms, maybe in your decor, in your garden. You have like mushroom statues, things like that. I just feel like you have a connection with mushrooms one way or another. Okay, the standard operating procedure for fairies is to be mischievous, devious, and playful to a fault, and for this reason they are often misunderstood. To them, they are simply living their lives as they always have and doing what is natural for who and what they are. You have pulled Fae because there has been a misunderstanding in your situation. Perhaps a miscommunication has occurred or someone is failing to see your point of view. Everyone has a different standard operating procedure, but different doesn't always mean wrong. Consider how you can be more compassionate for people involved in this situation. You don't have to agree, but making space for the opinions of others can and often does diffuse any tense situations. You'll be surprised what you can learn by being a better listener and may even find that all involved have been chasing the same thing the whole time, but just in a different way. The same is true if you are experiencing an internal struggle. Give any emotions you are experiencing time for expression. Interesting. Because we didn't really pick up on any of that in the reading. There actually isn't a ton of like external energy. It's all pretty much you and what you're experiencing and what energies you're going to be able to take advantage of. That being said, this could be a completely separate message that you guys needed to hear. Just be aware that there could be a misunderstanding coming up. It could be a misunderstanding of who you are, or maybe someone passes judgment too quick and it's like, oh, Virgo, they're just a bitch. And it's like, that's not at all the case, but if that's how they perceive you, there's not a ton you could do except for just be your true authentic self. And if that's how they take it, that's how they take it. I mean, I wouldn't try too hard to convince anybody that you aren't XYZ or anything of that nature. Be yourself. Focus on yourself. Focus on this time that you're going to have coming up to really release and let go of things that are toxic to you, that you might be doing in excess. We have 2 cards of like moderation and then cutting those things out. So yes, and travel as much and as often as possible that you are financially, physically, emotionally able. And yeah, let your light shine. All right, Virgo, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you again in July. Enjoy your June. It is, in my humble opinion, the very best month because it happens to be the month I was born. So enjoy. I love you all so very much. Bye.